I think best of ones are literally just like, sometimes you flip a coin, you might lose, it's fine.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Digon Esports. Joining me after their long, epic, drawn out Elder Dragon match against Flyquest is Palafox of CLG. Thank you so much for joining me. Looking weird ways. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I mean, even though we lost, Flyquest is like the team to beat, right? So I think we have a lot to take from the match, but you know, it was not expected, kind of expected, you know? Like
yeah,
one of those.
like, you know, you're going up against a top team,
Yeah.
but you guys held on for such a long time in that one. It felt like they were giving you opportunities to come back in the game, and it was you being one of the major catalysts to take those opportunities and make plays on the Aurelion Soul.
I mean, just speaking about the champion, you know, like we got behind early game. I'm not gonna lie, that champion's like a piece of shit early game. So like, you're kind of just holding on until you make it, you know. And then once you make it, I mean, as you can see, it's
yeah,
pretty good.
What was that the comms inside the game? It was like, all right, hold on just a little bit. I know I'm 0-3, but just hold on.
Yeah, it's no, pretty much.
Yeah, in a game like that, you know, as you said, you go into every game wanting to win, trying to win, but you know that it's a little different when it's like up against a top team like Flyquest, something that we haven't seen in the LCS before in quite some time. Did it feel like this was something different being behind, or was it like, hey, we want this kind of comeback, or was it like a relaxed, like, hey, let's see what happens, and you're like, oh.
I mean, the comms of the game were like, if we win this, it's gonna be hard. We have to play like very well, right? This is like a little side point, but like our week of scrims leading up to this game is like, it's probably one of the best week of scrims we've had in a very long time.
Sweet.
And I think weirdly enough, like people were more disciplined in scrims than on stage day, and like for whatever reason we had like this desperation feeling. I think some people might have been a little bit more nervous or like a little bit out of it. I don't think we were playing up to like what our standards are at this point, even in scrims.
Sure.
I think we're playing like worse than scrims. We're just like, that's weird for us as a team. We're a stage team, actually. So,
oh, okay.
yeah.
I think that's good to know, though, because I think your season has been streaky, right?
Yeah.
It's been win streak, loss streak, win streak, and now a loss after a 2-game win streak. But how do you deal with that? How do you deal with that type of result-based kind of situation?
Me personally, like I don't really take anything from wins and losses. Like we're doing best of ones and a best of 5. I mean, as you can see, like CLG is like pretty good in best of 5s. I think best of ones are literally just like, sometimes you flip a coin, you might lose, it's fine. It's very impressive that Flyquest can stay like pretty consistently winning, but like even you saw they dropped a team versus TSM, or a game versus is it TSM? Yeah. And like TSM wouldn't be considered like top tier, right?
Right.
So that's kind of just the nature of best of ones. I think a lot of it really only matters like going into playoffs when you do get.
Well, speaking of playoffs, who is your competition right now? Where do you see yourselves at? Not by the end, but like where you're at right now. Because obviously you see yourself as a team that can be a top team, but where you're at right now, who are you focused on?
I actually think that like Flyquest and GG are the two teams that are like teams to beat, and everyone else is like doesn't really feel like hard to beat. If anything, like we kind of match up very well against like even C9. Who else is there other than C9?
EG, 100 Thieves.
Oh, EG. I wouldn't count 100 Thieves as like a top pack. So it's like C9 and EG, I think we're right up there with them. If anything, we're better than EG. Matched with C9, and then like GG and Flyquest are, yeah, they're good. So
to close it on off here, I want it to be about you. You know, all this talent has kind of come in recently, and you've had staying power. You know, you've been right on the cusp and constantly getting better every year. How does it feel to be at the point where you're at now compared to when you started way back on Optic when they were trying to trade you to us over at Golden Guardians? And I was like, I don't know, man. We got Mickey, maybe. We got High, I don't know. But like your consistency has been such a key part. So how do you feel about it?
I mean, if I look way back, it's like I didn't really get coached like on Optic. Even the first split of GGS was very, I wouldn't say we really had a good structure because of like, there was a lot moving with the infrastructure of GGS at the time. And I only started getting coached by an arrow on my second split. And like, I think the second I've been in like a good structure, like obviously we got second, moved to C9, got first. We went to Flyquest, or I went to Flyquest, like the worst structure possible. I had games where I played well, it doesn't matter. It's fine, you know, it's a team game, you can't carry by yourself.
Yeah.
And then on CLG, I think you can see like as we're growing together and like the structure's like getting there. Like my talent really shows like when there is more structure. So
it's been exciting to watch your guys' team grow despite the wins or losses, very much like what you said, because a lot of teams will take setbacks when they lose, and it feels like you guys are taking everything in stride. And so although you dropped the game today, I think you'll have a lot of learning lessons moving forward. Christian, thank you so much for the interview, man.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right, if you want more content, make sure to lock it in here on Dig On Esports. Sweet.
Yeah.
That was good, man.
Yeah.